where the idea of sitting in a chair for work for the rest of my life terrifies me. I am fresh 23. I have spent, it's 2026, 6 years of my youth I've been working a job that I'm grateful for and that provides me with a lot of stability as someone who deeply, deeply loves stability. It has been wonderful. But I'm getting that itch. I'm 23. Time moves a lot faster than you think it does. Yes, social media does make you think about what you should be doing with your life. But sometimes it's also the push you need. I see all these things about people I know traveling, people I don't know traveling. I see people my age traveling, working overseas, living on a working visa. I know people, I have friends that are in New Zealand doing a working visa. I've got no idea what their life is like back in their country that they came from. Most of my friends or the people I know are from European countries, not European, but like Canada or America. But they're as young as 21, 22, and they're out here doing these things. And as someone who's 23, thinking about how my life is like and how I've been so comfortable, I want to be uncomfortable. I want to experience things at my ripe age of, it's a massive personal development experience that I'm afraid I'm going to miss out on if I don't grab it by the nuts. I know there's a lot of, it's okay, you know, you've got a whole life ahead of you. Look on things, but I want to be able to have a house, settle down by like latest 35. But like even then I'm like, kids probably got to be coming at like 30, 32. I don't want to push it back too far, you know? I still want to be able to be fit and do the things that I can for kids if I have kids. So I want to make sure I have these experiences before I settle down, and then gotta wait for them to leave the nest. And me, I'm 23 and I'm living in my mom's. But I left the nest at 13? 16. I left the nest at 16. But typically, kids typically leave the nest at 18, 19 if they go to uni. So you're held down for that long, you know, and that's a great time to explore getting a pet, you know. I want to get like a whippet. I want to get a greyhound. I want a cute little Labrador. And it's hard to do those things if you're not settled down. I have a cat. Her name's Aura. Love her to pieces. She holds me back from doing a lot of things. Thank God. I'm living back at my mum's. My mum has grown a little bit attached to her. Aura loves home here. I've invested about $300 to make her living life here a little bit more comfortable for her. I got her a cat flap installed into the glass door. I bought her a $100 cat feeder that's on schedule with a camera so I can go away for a weekend. So I've invested all this. I'm lucky that I'm in a place now that I probably could go traveling for about 2-3 months and mum would be okay. You know, she might just have someone to come check up on her if mum isn't there. So I'm in a position where I can utilize where I'm at to go and experience life. And I want to do as much of it as I can before I'm like, yeah, I'm satisfied with this. I'm comfortable with how much I've seen before I'm gonna take on the next chapter of my life, settle down. I want to do house renos, but I don't want to do that until I've experienced life. You know? Meet new people. Try different things. Try different food. Try different experiences. Explore other people's culture. I want to be riding a motorbike in Kazakhstan. Yeah, I want to go on a horse trek through the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, I want to go on like 150-kilometer hike that you camp along the way in Scotland. I want to go tuna fishing in Tokyo. I want to go snowboarding in Niigata. I want to work at a mountain snow range in the UK and live there for 2 years, maybe 3, and explore Europe. My mind wants out, if you know what I mean. It's like a sponge that's just getting really shriveled and dry. And it needs to soak up all these juicy liquids that are out there for me to experience, either by myself or with the people I love. This is where I'm at, you know. And the thing is with these feelings and desires, how do you even attack it? How do you plan? How do you get the money? How do you achieve this goal? You know, I'm thinking about all the ways that I'm doing math. I'm like, oh, if I'm working in my current job where I get X amount of money minus expenses, what if I saved up X amount and did a working holiday? You know, I'm not gonna go fucking work in the mines. Maybe. I don't know. I could. Who's to say I couldn't? People go into the rigs. Mining, I don't really know how that works. Coal mines, it's a fossil fuel. I don't know if that would align with me, personally. It'd be an experience. I used to be so scared of that idea, but there's nothing more desirable right now. There is nothing more desirable. I'm getting the worst gut cramps right now. But yeah, basically, I don't know how to achieve it. How do you even plan for that thing? When you look at in the big picture, like I've been starting to do research for what's the best route to travel Europe. Would it be working, like a working holiday visa? Which I think it is at this point. And you have a base and you can travel around and do all these things, but still come back to like your home for 2 years in the UK. It seems way more doable. Anyway, I definitely know that I want to travel Asia. I know I want to go to Japan. That's a given. But also Indonesia is really tickling my fancy. But Europe is a big one too. You know, everything's just so close together, you may as well smash that out. I'd love to go to South America, the islands. It's kind of a given. But I feel like that is a place where in New Zealand it doesn't cost much to go to like Fiji or something. Flights there probably like $250 on a good day, sometimes lower. So that's not at the top of my list. It's a nice getaway. That is something that you could do in like Thailand or Bali. You know, they've got that island feel, but like you can let loose a little bit. Anyway, so that's kind of like my quarter life crisis. It will happen. I just need to wrap my head around what's possible, and I know I can achieve a lot. But when it comes to planning, yes, I've been doing research on like the best ways to travel Europe, and like UK travel visa, working visa is probably the best. France and all that, you can get working visas in not France and all that, only a couple other countries. But you can get working visas for other countries, but of course there's more of like a language barrier thing. guess you could work on like the French Alps, which would be cool, and it's a bit cheaper. I don't know. It is cheaper, but like, I feel like I just really want to live in the UK for a little bit. So, may as well just, I feel like France is more of like a tourism destination. And it's funny that Africa just wasn't on my list. I'd love to go to Egypt, which, you know, in the UK, you're close to those things. You know, if you have a base and you can go to those places, you can go to Turkey. I really want to go to Kazakhstan though, which is like bordering China. China would be cool. Tyler's interested in going to China. Would love to even go to Mongolia. Whoa, that's so cheap. Damn. Hotels, $34. Ho Chi Minh City. Hotels from 19. I think that makes sense. What? I did not realize that it was this freaking cheap. We may as well see what the options are without it being a hostel. Okay, why is that kind of vibes? The worst thing about being in this brain, it's not bad, it's pretty chill, is I'm a planner, okay? I need to see everything, how it's gonna go, roughly. As long as we've got set dates relatively, we're cool. If I know that I have a bed for the night, we're cool. If I know that we can support ourselves and still be able to eat and survive, we're cool. But it needs to be kind of set relatively. I need the flights booked. I'm a budgeter, so doing everything beforehand, you're gonna get the cheapest. So that's why when I think about traveling, it feels really overwhelming, is because you have to organize all these things beforehand and make sure it's all booked, and then you're like, if I'm flying on this day, do I need to book a hotel? How long do I plan to stay in this area? It's like, I don't understand. I'm gonna do some thinking. I need to watch a video or something on budgeting and planning for travel, so maybe I'll do that tonight and share what I've learned.